Yo, what's up, Crockxen clan members, anime fans, and others who have stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today we're doing another review, another anime time. And today we're doing Leviathan, The Last Defense slash Seta Boy Leviathan. Choose whichever one you want to pick. I personally like the English one better, Leviathan, The Last Defense. So I just finished the series a little while ago, and this is actually the video that I told you guys I was doing. I've uploaded a video today, or I've uploaded 2 videos today. This is gonna go up tomorrow because I'm trying to record ahead of time just in case I can't record a specific day. So you guys have some videos because I feel bad that I have been very lacking in videos. But that's something for another day. So essentially, this series focuses on 3 main girls, 4 if you count the little fairy. But they're in the intro of the video, so if you want to go back, if you really need to see them, you have Leviathan, the blue. Actually, I should probably put like images. I think I might start doing that more. So Leviathan, hopefully I made it to where there's an image somewhere. She is a water-based, or she has water magic. Bahamut, she has fire, and Yormund, who is my favorite by the way, she has no magic, which is controversial. Let me explain why. This series, the way it portrays itself as, is that in this world, men, or boys turning into men, end up having huge strength. They're very strong and well built. That whole idea of just being strong, but they lack magic. Whereas females, girls, women, they are weaker and more frail, but they can use magic and have wings slash part dragon, which is really weird. We actually do get to see 2 dragons in the series. It's Yurlungur, something like that. It's a really weird name. Who's the dragon of the swamp, and then we get to see Fire Drake, which is a dragon of the volcano. So basically, we're supposed to assume that the girls are supposed to be dragons in a way, and they actually have scales. We actually get to see them a lot, just what would be considered naked, but because of the scales, they're not naked. For example, Leviathan actually has scales that cover her breasts. They go down like the side of her side, and then they cover her bottom, just like her bottom, and then you have Bahamut, who for some reason they show her wearing like this little tiny shirt that just is supposed to cover the top, like as if she doesn't have scales, and then she has scales on the bottom. And then Yormund has scales on her breast, nothing in between, and then her bottom. So we see the scales on multiple moments. So we honestly have to just say they're supposed to be, or because they have magic, they're connected to dragons, and that's why they kind of act like dragons, have dragon wings and dragon tails and freaking little dragon stuff in their head. But here's the controversy. Yormund, she's obviously a girl. Like she's shown off as a girl, but she has no magic, and she actually doesn't have wings. She does fly. We do see her fly plenty of times, but she herself doesn't have a pair of wings, unlike Leviathan and Bahamut. So she doesn't use magic. She uses a giant axe that she just slashes and just wrecks everything in front of her. So there's actually, they show off some exceptions. There is a guy, which is Bahamut's father, or adopted father. We actually learned that in the end of the series. They did this whole thing there. He can create barriers, so it's not like it's specifically that, but I guess those are rare cases where the opposite gender will have things that they're not supposed to have. but then Yormu shows up, and you're like, wait, so I mean, she acts tomboyish, so maybe we can say it has something to do with that. But the fact of the matter is, she is still a girl. So why doesn't she have wings, and why can she not use magic? All she ever does, like she's still my favorite character. But why is she limited to just being able to swing an axe around, and just to do anything? Leviathan and Bahamut can be in the back. In fact, that's actually something that happens in the series. Yormu is the one that does the final attack. She's the one that ends up killing the thing. You know, the I should probably say what they're fighting. Okay, so in this world, there's supposed to be, this whole peace thing, but then a meteorite fell in a certain area, and then these monster creatures started appearing, which were they're toripus, which are like these little beetle things, and they come from these things called leukocytes, which vary in shape and size and what they look like. There's one that looks like a giant beetle, and then there's this other thing that looks like a freaking lizard. They look metallic. Well, the beetle doesn't. The beetle looked really like it looked like a freaking giant monster. But the lizard thing actually looked more mechanical, which is probably why they had a lot of. I mean, they had difficulties fighting these two things until they powered up and all that stuff. They transform. They do transform. It's not like they're always with wings all over the place. They actually have to transform to get the wings and the tail and have more magic abilities or enhance their magic their magic. Um, I, I said in the beginning of the video, and I still haven't talked about her. Still, she is the one that brings these three girls together. Basically, she was out searching for people to become part of the Aquafall Defense Force, which is supposed to go out into the world to save it from these monsters, these leukocytes, these toripus, all this other stuff. So she went to their little village, and that's when she met them, she met them kind of individually, but at the same time, almost at the exact same time. And she tried. Basically, her whole goal was to convince them to do this thing. Um. I should probably mention she has a bottomless pit in her stomach because she eats everything. Like you can give a buffet right there and she will eat it all and still say she's hungry. This thing is like this big. She is literally this big and she eats more than the three girls combined. It is ridiculous. I know. I'm pretty sure that was just a gag to show, but oh my goodness! Every time we saw them eating, she went crazy. That's another time. So personality-wise, I guess. Well, I should probably say why Your Moon is my favorite. She's just, like I said, she's always the one that does the final strike. She's the one that ends up killing the monster. Basically, the other two are meant for immobilizing, right? Or kind of meant to immobilize the enemy, and then Your Moon comes in and just wrecks the thing. But the reasoning, the fact that she lacks what the other two lacks, yet she can technically be considered stronger than both of them, just proves that she's just better than them, and that's kind of why I like her. Leviathan I had a mixed feeling with throughout the series, and it wasn't even at the end of the series. I was still met with her because I didn't know if I really liked her or if I just didn't care. Because there was certain, she's the only character that evolves. They actually say that in the story. They get this stone thing and it fuses with her and she evolves. That's literally what they say in the episode. She just evolved and she looks the same, right? And when they go fight the leukocyte, the mechanical lizard one, she technically, like, after all three of them transform, she still hasn't done anything major to see that she evolved. Like, she's not like she has a boost in magical power. And then all of a sudden, when it looks like they're gonna lose, she literally just goes Super Saiyan. And I'm being serious. She legitimately. I hope I can find a picture so I can post it somewhere around here. Look at her. If I did this right, she should be around here. She looks Super Saiyan. Her hair, all it does is turn blonde, and then her spear turns red. She literally looks like she went Super Saiyan. And I was like, what the? And in the comments of the episode, I actually read one where I was like, I bet you I'm gonna see in the top comments, there's something Super Saiyan related, and it was there, and I was like, dang. So I wasn't the only one. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody would have thought that. It was ridiculous. And that's called evolving. And the thing is, she's the only one that evolves in the series. Bahamut and Yarmuk never change. They always stay the same. Like, they progressively get stronger, yes, but they don't ever, quote unquote, evolve. I keep doing this air quotes. What the heck am I doing? It was ridiculous, right? So I was always mad with her because in the beginning she was kind of like this whiny, unsure character. Which she all she cared about was her brother who had disappeared and how she really wanted him back for some weird reason, and she felt really bad and all this. It was she literally looked like the character that just couldn't do anything, and it was bad to the point where there were certain moments throughout the series where she kept saying she can't do it, and then her brother, we never get to see his brother like right there. It was always like hallucination type of thing where he would be giving her a boost and advice on how to do something, and I'm like, well, what the heck? But she's not as bad as Bahamut because she is a spoiled brat. Oh my goodness! Because she's the daughter of the chief of the village. She lives in a freaking big old mansion and all this other stuff, and she like gets everything done for her. It was ridiculous. Oh my gosh, it was dumb. It was dumb. I should probably also say there are these crystals, these little rocks that they're like rainbow colored, and basically the girls are able to use them to summon one of the dragons because they end up befriending these dragons, and they're technically called guardians, or that's what they state them as because it's the guardian of the swamp or the guardian of the volcano. Basically, when they befriend them, they can summon them through these crystals, and they actually summon them on multiple occasions to defeat the giant thing in the end. So it's really interesting. The dynamic of the group ends up actually becoming better throughout the series. Like they end up actually like doing combos and stuff, which is really really nice to see that progress. Because there was a certain time where Leviathan and Bahamut didn't really consider the fact that they had opposing elements, and you had Leviathan holding down one of the leukocytes, and then Bahamut blasting it with her fire, which caused the water to evaporate, causing mist, and then like the thing got free. You're like, you guys clearly understand that you have two opposing elements working here. You can't do that. But they ended up basically at the same time. You should never use both at the same type of idea, unless it's what, I'm not even gonna go into that. But yeah, so it was an interesting show. I actually liked it way more than I thought I was going to. I actually thought it was gonna end up being a harem when I heard the whole only females can do this stuff, or it's mainly females. So I thought we were gonna get like a guy come in and be like, oh, I can do it too, but we didn't, and I'm actually glad we didn't. I even though I didn't care too much about, or I didn't, Bahamut annoyed me, and there I thought I was always skeptical with. I like the fact that it was just them three doing all the work because it gave women a chance to shine. It gave the girls a chance to shine. Most of the series that I've seen that the female is a main character, it's always horrible. She's like annoying or bratty or just straight up obnoxious, and I just can't stand them. But this one made it work, and I really enjoyed it. I also read this is apparently supposed to be a prequel to like a video game that came out for the iOS and Android. I don't know. I can't specify. But if this is supposed to be a prequel to the games, I don't expect a season 2. If they do, I wouldn't mind watching it. So yeah, I suggest you watch too. If you haven't, go check it out. If you have, what did you think about it? My rating for this series, I'm gonna give it a 7.7 out of 10. Because like I said, Bahamut was just annoying as hell sometimes. And there were certain things that they could have done a little bit better. Like, but I mean, there's not a lot you can do when it's a prequel to a game, but whatever. But anyways, guys, this has been SoresanCrockxen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in future videos.